The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and a happy Halloween to each and every one of you. Glad for you to be along with us for another Friday here. My name is Frank Allan. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we're here for a whole full hour, and we're going to have a lot of fun with conversation, coffee, donuts, the whole 9 yards, anything you want. It's right here. We meet here every Friday morning at this time because we want to get you involved in conversation. And of course, the weekend is coming up. We're all geared up for that. Everyone is geared up for that. And so we're going to get you on the right track. We're so glad to have you along with us. Of course, as you already know, this is the last day of the month of October. And starting tomorrow is a brand new month, and we keep going along strong. Boy, it's been a long week. And of course, as I said, the weekend is coming up, so we look forward to that. And we want to tell you guys, for those of you guys who've been around for a long time, we thank you so much for being along with us for all of these years. Now, there may be a possibility that there are people out there here for the very first time chiming in. We've had people to do that. And that we hope that that happens each week because we want people to keep coming back and watching us. But if you're here for the very first time, this is how the show operates. I, as the host of the show, I will get things rolling. I throw out a conversation to get things going, and that's what they call the prep mode. So I'm prepping for the show, and while I'm doing that, you don't have to wait. While I'm doing that right now, you could use your computer, be it laptop, desktop, your tablet, or even your telephone with a keyboard, and type in anything that you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen. Of course, I'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show is all about. Free exchange of ideas and opinion, and we share them together. So we know that you have a lot of great opinions and ideas, and so we want to hear them. As I said, use your keyboard and type it and whatever you want to talk about. And of course, we'll entertain that thought because if it's important to you, it's important to us. Yes, it is Friday. You know, it only seemed like yesterday was Friday, but here we are, another Friday. The week goes by so quickly, and we're getting all set and raring to go. For those of you who are watching for the first time, you ought to know that this show is being broadcast live from New York City. That's where we originate, but that doesn't mean that we stop there because the show is global. We're all around the world. No matter where you go, as long as you're in an area with a great Wi-Fi and hotspot, it's right there. So you can tell your family and friends overseas or wherever they may be to check it out. You can call them up and do that. Now, we broadcast on two different two different platforms. We're on live on YouTube and live on Facebook. So wherever you are, you can join us and tell your friends about it. Now, how you can do that? Well, here's the deal. If you're watching us on either one of those platforms, you can tag your friends, tag this very show to your friends. That's how they say it on Facebook. I'm going to tag this show to my friends. That's no more than cutting and pasting the platform that you're watching us on. And that goes for you too on YouTube. Cut and paste the platform and then send it out to as many friends as possible, if not all of your friends, at least most of them, some. And if you don't get to all of them today, each week as we go along, you can do a little more. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, they'll come along for the ride each week as well. So they'll see that information, they'll see that tag coming from you. And the only thing that they have to do is press on to that tag and it brings them right to us. And they'll see you, they'll see me, and see all of us. And not only that, you can talk to other people who come in the room. All right. You can talk to me as well as talk to everybody else. And of course, you know, we make friends here. That's how we do it. We make friends, everybody here, and we make friends. So you can talk to anyone. We want to say hello to everyone who's joining us right now. Mary Reed joining us in Brooklyn, New York, watching us on YouTube. We have more people coming in on Facebook. And I point out Mary Reed because she said good morning. So I say back. And so that's how we do it. Now, if you are the first time viewer of this show and you don't want to be involved in conversations, which we hope you do eventually, you can sit back and relax and we won't say a word. We see you when you come in, but we won't say anything. We won't acknowledge you. The only time that we acknowledge people if they say something first, and then that gives us carte blanche to say hello and good morning or wherever it is and talk to them. But if you just want to be one of those casual viewers, just to sit back, relax, and watch the show, and eventually come in and join the party each week like the rest of us, you're welcome to sit back and relax. As long as you're there, that's the most important thing. Sit back, relax, and we won't say anything. We want to do that as, I guess, amount of respect. Respect your privacy. Some people they'll watch the show, but they don't want to participate in conversation. And as I said, hopefully you will. You know, so don't worry about it. We're not going to rope you into anything that you feel uncomfortable about. All right, but just as long as you're there. And a lot of you may be at work right now. And if you are, well, you might be at the time when you're doing your coffee break. All right. If you're taking that coffee break, and what do you get on a coffee break? About what? 10, 15, 20 minutes. All right. That's good enough time to sit back and enjoy the coffee. Now on Fridays, now I know during the week you guys go around the office, schmooze with your friends, and that's good. Your coworkers, that's good. But it's Friday and you're watching the show right now, I'm going to ask you to restrain from that one or refrain from that one and sit at your desk on your computer, watch the show, and enjoy your coffee at the same time. And then when the break is over, no one needs to tell you, oh, well, the break is over. You have to go back to your desk and as you were. All right. You don't need anyone to tell you that because you'll already be at your desk and you can start back working and you could watch the show at the same time, what they call multitasking. So it's just as simple as that. And you guys are hanging around the water cooler. Do the same thing. You know, get away from the water cooler. I know the water cooler is one of those places where you have conversations talking about what happened the other night or last night or whatever. Forget about it. You know, join us right here. And we've got a lot of things planned for you. Want to say hello to all of you guys on Facebook, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. We've got a big show planned for you. We've got Brian Camp coming along sometime during this half hour. And it's just a few minutes from now, but within this half hour, he's coming in. Now, he's our sports guy. And he comes along with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And of course, the World Series is in gear. We don't know if it's going to end today or tomorrow. That's something that I guess Brian and I will kind of talk about when he comes on the air. So you'll get a chance to see him too. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him right there, right on the screen as he comes along and brings the sports. But that's not the same case for if you're watching us on Facebook. You won't get a chance to see him because we're not set up right now that way. We once were, but not right now. You know, it's hard to explain. This is a technical kind of situation where we're not able to get him on screen, but you'll be able to see him if you're watching us on YouTube. But if you're watching us on Facebook, you'll get a chance to hear him. You'll hear everything he says, and you can still talk to him as well. You can still talk to him. And if you have any sports related questions for him, get them ready because when he comes on, we'll get a chance to, you know, just throw them to him and then he'll answer all the questions. And if he doesn't have the answers to the questions that you're going to provide for him, he'll get the answers. He'll get the answers. He'll just get them. And if you don't get them today, you'll get it the following week, but he'll check it out for you. Anyway, that's coming up. That's coming up within this half hour. Also coming up before the show is over, I have those movies. Now, you know, the weekend is coming up and everybody's looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. And you're looking forward to that. So you're going to be doing a lot of things. God knows what it is. Only you know what it is, right? You're going to be doing a lot of things. Now, some people, all the weekend is all they get. The weekend is all they get. And they may not want to do outgoing things, and then maybe they want to relax, sit back, relax, and possibly watch some movies, catch up on some movies they haven't seen in a long time. Well, that's when I come in because each week I go to Turner Classic Movies and I go to their list and see what they got going for the week, and I grab my picks for the week for your weekend. And these are classic movies. I love classic movies, and I'm going to bring them to you. I have those in store for you. I have a list of them that I'll give to you, and that's towards the end of the program. So that's coming up too. And later on too, I'll also give you um, my mailing address and well, my email address and my phone number. That's my contact information. I'm going to give that to all of you who haven't had a chance to get it previously, and you'll get it today. So all of that is coming up during the show, and we want you to hang around. Now, uh, if you can't stay for the whole full hour, we really appreciate the time that you've given us. And we hope the case is that you're able to stay with us because we want to be with you and you can join the conversation as well. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, and all other social media outlets and broadcast publications. So, that being said, let's do what we normally do every Friday, lift our cups with our beverages in it. And because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So, excuse me while I shoot up. Mm. Oh, that hits the spot. I hope yours is delicious too, whatever it is. If it's not coffee, maybe it's tea, maybe that's your choice, or maybe it's cocoa or hot chocolate, or maybe orange juice or whatever it is. Whatever it is, just enjoy it with us. A lot of people like those those fancy coffees, it's all welcome here. All right. You don't have to, do what you want. You're a free person. That's where it is. Okay, here we are. As I said, it's Halloween. It's Halloween day, so a lot of you people may be dressed up in your costumes. I went to the gym this morning and I saw one guy with a Spider-Man mask on. I didn't even know who he was. He could have been, he just, you couldn't see his face. He had the Spider-Man. So that was one. And then walking down the street, I saw a young lady wearing a crown on her head. So I don't know what that entails. Maybe she's dressed up as the queen, but all she had was a crown on her head. And people are starting to dress up. And people, kids, uh, bringing their little kids, adults, parents, guardians, they taking their little kids and they're going trick or treating with them probably tonight. And if you do that, that would be a good thing. Make sure you go with your kids. Remember that trick or treating is a good thing, but it's not like it was a long time ago where youngsters could go out with their friends and they stay together and they go out trick or treating together, all together. But now these days, it's no longer the kids, it's the parents that has to be with them. But anyway, whatever it is, I hope you have a good time with it. We're going to have a good time here doing the show, and we want you to stay with us. Now, those of you who want to indulge in conversation with us, we really appreciate that. I always welcome that. But if you do not want to indulge in conversation, that's okay too. Mary said she had her coffee already, so that's good. So she's a step or two ahead of me. Um, but those of you who want to indulge in conversation, what I'm going to ask you to do is give us your weather forecast. All right. And the reason why we ask for that is it's not mandatory that you do it. It's only something that we ask that if you would like to do it, we would like to compare notes of the weather I have here in New York with the weather that you're having out there. We just want to compare notes. And if you're in another part of the world, another part of the nation, and maybe in another city somewhere, because the weather that I have maybe not be the same as yours. So we don't want to compare notes, all right? For those of you who live in New York in the vicinity, that includes you, Mary. You living out in Brooklyn, so you don't need to do that. I will take care of the local stuff here in New York. I'll let you know what our weather forecast. So we're going to be doing all of that. We want to remind you that the flu season is upon us right now. I'm not saying it's on its way. It's upon us right now. It's here. All right. And if you haven't done it, maybe you should get busy and get ready to do it now. That means take your flu shot, and you can do it. Free flu shots everywhere. All you have to do is go to your pharmacist and just request it. And On top of that, there's also the updated COVID-19 vaccinations. They're out too. If you desire to take that, that's also available. Go to your pharmacist. Now, some places like New York and other places have the option of walking right in there with no problem. Just walk right in there, say, I want my vaccination. Or they could just make the appointment. You can do one or the other. Now, that may not be the case for all of you. Some of you may have to be the ones that just make the appointment, but that's better than nothing. You make the appointment and you do that. So you make the appointment and just say, I want the appointment for the COVID and the flu shots. And once you make that appointment, keep that appointment because you don't want to have to do it all over again. Now, let me say that the flu shots and the COVID shots are also available. They're available and they're available for you to take together if you like. Some people do that. I personally just like to spread it out. That's why I take my vaccinations early, because you got to remember that these vaccinations don't kick in until a full 2 weeks. And that's when they really kick in. So that's why it's important to take them now. Don't wait any longer. This is the time to do it. And so that being said, taking those vaccinations, people take it once, like me, and then maybe a week or two later, take the other. And that's up to you. Or you can take them both at the same time. But the important thing is to get it. Now, those of you who do not want to get involved, don't believe in vaccinations, that's okay, and that's on you too. But don't hinder the people that want to. Don't tell the people that the reason why you're not taking vaccinations is because it turns you into a zombie. Okay, if that's what you believe, then you don't take it, but don't infringe that on anyone else. That's not right. If people believe in it, do it. And I can tell you off, ladies and gentlemen, taking the shots does not turn you into a zombie. Okay, it does not turn you into a zombie or hurt you in any way. As a matter of fact, it helps you. I can tell you that. But it would be up to you to do that. Okay, so whenever you can, do it. I want to say hello to Warren Dancer coming out of North Carolina. He's coming out of North Carolina, and he's watching us on Facebook. Warren is up on the thing right now because he has 52 degrees right now. It's 52 degrees and clear where he is in North Carolina, in Greensville, North Carolina. And Greensboro, North Carolina. And the high today for him is going to be 58 degrees. He's 52 right now. It's clear. And it's 58 where he is right now. So thanks, Warren, for that. And for the rest of you, I'm looking forward to the same thing if you want to indulge in conversation as well. Good to see you guys out there. Okay, here we are. As I said, this is the very last day of October. So this is the very last time I can tell you about this, a celebration that goes on in the month of October. And this is the last time I can tell you about it. It's Filipino American History Month, this whole month. And so this is the last day of it. And what's happening in the Filipino community? Well, that's what you're going to tell us. If there's anything that's going on, you have this last day of the celebration that you want to talk to us about, you want to relay what's happening in the community, please let us know. Feel free about it. And of course, we'll pass it along to others. They'll see it when you type it in, but we'll verbally say it as well. So that's what we're celebrating for the last time today, Filipino American History Month. Also, we're celebrating Polish American History Month. All of this is for the last time. This is the month of October. And that's what we're celebrating. Again, in the Polish community, you have events going on, community events, anything to celebrate for the last day. Feel free and tell us about it because we want to celebrate with you. Also, I want to draw to the attention of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is the last time we're talking about this too. It shouldn't be the last time. It should be every day that everybody acknowledges because it's very important. So if you're a woman, of course, you know what to do. A man is involved in this too because not only a woman can get breast cancer, but a man can too. But then, if they don't, they have wives, they have girlfriends, they have daughters who may be at the age where they have to check their breasts each month to make sure everything is okay. You go to your doctor for that and check it out. Just be aware of that. That's what's happening, and be aware that of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So everybody aware. Also be aware it's National Fire Prevention Month. And of course, if you're going to barbecue or do whatever you're going to do, please feel free to do that. But make sure you douse all of your fires, drown them if you're working with coal. Just drown them. You know, that goes the same thing in your home, whether you're in your home or in the forest. It's National Seafood Month. All right. You don't have to have a month for that, but this is the last day for that. That's here too. And today, you can't make this up, National Breadstick Day. Eat your breadsticks with your spaghetti and meatballs or whatever. Breadstick. I love breadsticks. And I already mentioned it. It's Happy Halloween to each and every one of you. So happy Halloween to all of you. I want to make also, it's Girl Scout Foundations Day. Yes, it is. It's Girl Scout Foundations Day. And on October 31st, which is today, Girl Scout Founders Day recognized the founders and all of the great things Scouting has done for the girls since the inception. And in commemoration, the birth of the founder, who is Juliet Gordon Lowe. So we salute all of you girls. I want my Girl Scout cookies, all right? But you don't have to worry about that right now because we're giving out treats because it's Halloween. Anyway, we're here. Thank you so much for being along with us. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina, because as I told you, Brian Camp is here with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And let me add once again, if you have any sports related uh, questions, feel free because he's got the answers for it. Am I right or wrong about that?
Here we go, Blue Jays. Here we go. Here we go, Blue Jays. Here we go.
I
Beat
don't think
LA.
that
Beat LA. Beat LA.
I don't think I think you're getting bad vibes from the Dodger fans though when you say that.
I don't care if I rub them the wrong way. I don't care. They know where to find me. I do not care. I'm here representing the San Francisco Giants. I know how a great organization that the Dodgers are and have been, led by Magic Johnson and the owners. I get that. But not on this time, not on my watch. They're gonna lose tonight, if night tonight, tomorrow night, and I'm gonna be rooting for them. So
Well, I told the audience before you came on that that's something that you and I want to discuss. You say you'd rather for them to just get it over with tonight. I think they're going to go until tomorrow.
get it
Tomorrow,
over with as soon as you can. Listen, I'm a diehard American. I'm a proud American. Yes, I am. I love this country, but I'm rooting for Canada tonight. I'm rooting for Can. I'm going to be Canadian for the Blue Jays to beat the Dodgers. That's the rival. That's my rival. You can't let my rival win on national TV. No, can that happen? No. Beat LA.
I have to find out what who Mary is rooting for and who Warren is rooting for, and all of and everybody else who comes in. I'm going to take anybody who comes in. Let us know who you're rooting for if you're watching. If you're into the World Series, and see what he says. I want to see what Warren has to say about that, if he's rooting at all, and Mary is see what she has to say about that. But they're all
Okay.
here. I guess you'll see you. I guess you see them, right?
Well, I can't really see them because I'm on one monitor, so I really,
Oh, okay. That's right.
you know.
That's right. That's
But
right.
listen, if Warren and Mary love me like they say they do, they will root with me on the Blue Jays. Okay. I need some support. I'm a Giants fan. We don't root for the Dodgers. The only thing great about the Dodgers, and I say this and I'll say this again, I do own a Jackie Robinson jersey. And the reason why I wear a Jackie Robinson jersey is because he broke the color barrier line. He was a civil rights leader. Okay. He was on the front line. I thank you for breaking ground, for leading the way for guys like Willie Mays and Hank Aaron and great other black and Latino players as well. I thank you, Jackie Robinson. But Jackie, understand where I'm coming from. May you continue to rest in peace. And I do miss you, but I'm a Giants fan. So I got to root against the Dodgers. I'm surely you could understand that. Don't hold that against me.
Warren, Mary, Brian is trying to manipulate you when he says if you love him like you say you love him, that's manipulation. Okay, so let me see, Warren, if you're out there still, Mary, if you're out there still, who are you voting for, if at all, for your team to win the World Series?
In any event, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be around the world. I'm coming live from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City. It is presently 52 degrees, going up to 61. So the fall is here. Um, Melissa, Hurricane Melissa has done damage to our brothers and sisters in Haiti and Jamaica and Cuba as well too, who got hit hard. We got the brunt of it. We got only got rain, but it was cold, vicious rain that where I slept in a hoodie a couple of nights this week, and our prayers and thoughts are with the people who lost their lives and who lost their property. On a serious side, we wish them nothing but safe and hope that they could recover from this terrible hurricane that they witnessed and everything. We don't know nothing about this because we live in the States, so we don't really get this too often in certain parts of the country, but our love and thoughts are with you. But I got a job to do. I got to get to sports. And like I said, game six, excuse me, is tonight. And in Toronto, Canada, where the Blue Jays are trying to close out World Series. Um, for the World Series. It'll be their third World Series victory, and they're trying to beat off the Dodgers, who are somehow slumping right now. So we're gonna have keep that slump going until next year. But we want the Blue Jays. I want the Blue Jays to win. His World Series is coming to an end. Major League Baseball is coming to an end. But there's news in Major League Baseball. The commissioner, Rob Manfred, called Major League player involvement in the 2028 Olympics. This is a unique opportunity to market the sport worldwide and sounded optimistic while talking through the logics of how that might work when the games come to Los Angeles. There we go again, that city again, LA, in the summer of 2028. Major League Baseball All-Star game traditionally is on a Tuesday, would likely take place July 11th, 2028. It's really the second Tuesday of July. Baseball in the Olympics is currently scheduled to be played July 15th through the 20th. If that works out, baseball regular season would pause for close to 2 weeks in the middle of July. So this don't happen too often. This might be the first time where the Summer Olympics is going to interfere with baseball. But instead of having the All-Star break, they might which is usually somewhat of 5 to 6 days, it's going to be close to 2 weeks for the time off. So that's where we stand with that. Now, we talked about the NBA. We know about what's been going on with the gambling, the illegal gambling. Well, the U.S. Senate committee sent a letter to the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver saying that last week's federal indictments of Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, Portland Trailblazer coach Chauncey Billups, and former player and coach Damian Jones were a matter of congressional concern. Now, these players and coaches have been suspended. They cannot come to the facilities until the investigation is over. They're not getting paid. They are not getting paid, just like government workers are not getting paid. These names that I just mentioned, they're not getting paid either. And for details about the league's approach to investigating potential gambling violations. Now, here's the catcher. The Senate Committee of Commerce, Science and Transportation, which is chaired by Senator Ted Cruz, Republican from Texas. That's all I got to say. Ted Cruz. I got to take a pause there. Ted Cruz. Well, he oversees professional sports, asking the NBA in a letter to provide documentation of its gambling policies and lists of investigations regarding betting. All people, Ted Cruz. Okay, this day in sports. On Halloween, October 31st, Google's, 1900, American League President Ban Johnson writes to a letter to National League President Nick Young seeking peace. I guess they were clashing. I didn't do the research on that, but back then, the American League and National League, the two different baseball leagues were clashing, and I guess it got heated. 1950, Earl Jones becomes the first African American to play a game in the NBA. He scored 6 points. 1963, Milwaukee Bucks win their first game, defeating the Detroit Pistons 138 to 118. 1968 was the first year that the Milwaukee Bucks came into play in the NBA. 1972, Cleveland Indians. Gaylord Perry wins the Cy Young Award. 1988, first Monday Night Football game in Indianapolis. The Colts beat the Denver Broncos 55 to 23. 1994, Venus Williams makes her first professional debut at the age of 14 years old. 2014, Greg Maddox, Tom Glavine, Frank Thomas, Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa, Joe Torre, all inducted into Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Birthdays on this day: 1941, Luke Jackson, NBA center slash forward, Olympic gold medal. In 1964, NBA champion, was born in San Marcos, Texas. 1942, Dave McNally, Major League Baseball for the Baltimore Orioles World Series champion in 1966 and in 1970, was born in Billings, Montana. 1943, Brian Piccolo, NFL running back for the Chicago Bears. You know the story about him and his dear friend Gail Sayers. They made a movie about it called Brian's Song, played by James Caan. He played Brian Piccolo, and Gail Sayers was played by, name escapes me, just like that.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams, yes, Billy D. Williams. Well, Brian Piccolo was born in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. 1951, Nick Saban, coach, six-time NCAA college champion, NFL coach, was born in Fairmont, West Virginia. 1953, John Lucas, NBA guard for the Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors, and the Milwaukee Bucks, was born in Durham, North Carolina. In 1963, Fred McGriff, Major League Baseball first baseman, Hall of Fame, in 1995, World Series champion with the Atlanta Braves, was born in Tampa, Florida. And in 1968, happy birthday to Antonio Davis, NBA forward for the Indiana Pacers, and he was an executive, was born in Oakland, California. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a chilly Halloween day.
Just gave me an idea since you mentioned the Brian Piccolo and Gail Sayers. I probably watched that movie over the weekend. I have it. I'll probably watch it over the weekend. Uh, Brian, I don't know if this is a vote or not, Brian, but Warren says the World Series is an American establishment. Now, I don't know if that's a vote for the Toronto Blue Jays or what. That's all he said. That's all he said.
Well,
The
my
World Series is an American establishment.
yes, it
That
was
may be a
invented.
quiet.
It
That may
was
be a
invented, yes, but
yeah,
there is a Canadian team that do play baseball in America. That home games are played in Toronto, Canada. So
yeah,
it may be a founded by America, but it's an international sport as well, and
yeah,
they're going to be going to the Olympics.
yeah. He also mentioned that as far as your gambling story, right? He said that doesn't happen in the National Hockey League, or does it?
That's a very good point what he brings up. Warren brings up an excellent point because yeah, you don't never hear any scandals unless if you have to dig deep. I'm pretty sure that there's some illegal gambling, but you know, out of the four major sports in North America, the NHL is not really talked about much in sports, yet alone about illegal gambling. But yeah, you're right. Somebody got to have to dig deep and to find out what's going on. So
Yeah. Well, you're
Yeah,
the guy to do it. You're the guy to do it.
yeah.
Uh, I don't take. I'm not. I want everyone to know that I am not, and I say this for the record, I am not rooting for any particular team to win the World Series. I'm just interested in baseball. I want to just see. I'm just interested in who's going to win. But I just have a feeling that they're going to go 7 games. I think they're going to go 7 games.
6 or 7 games, as long as the team from Toronto, Canada,
Yeah,
bring home the trophy. So
we'll see.
I'm rooting for Canada for
Yeah,
tonight, and hopefully that will be it. If not, I'll be rooting for them for tomorrow night.
see what
Let's
happens.
go, Canada.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of sports to be watching. And Sunday, I have to make time for the Minnesota Vikings as they play at 1 a.m., 1 p.m. Eastern. Also, the New York Giants are playing. I can't remember who they're playing. Warren will know that uh, but they're playing. There's a lot of sports this weekend.
College football, um, you got NBA basketball, you got national football hockey, you got the
Yeah,
conclusion of baseball, and all four major sports are playing this weekend.
right.
After this weekend, we only get three. It was only that 2 week period where all four sports are playing on this very day.
Yeah. There is no starving for sports, that's for sure. Brian, thanks a lot. We'll catch you back here next week.
Everybody have a safe and blessed weekend. Stay away from Halloween candy. And one more thing. Let's go Blue Jays. Beat LA. Enjoy everybody.
Okay, take care of yourself. You guys who are rooting for LA, you're going to have to catch Brian on your own time because he had just left the building. He just left. He's just that quick. So there you go. I want to thank Brian for the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here every week at this time. And of course, so he'll be here next week with us. He's here on our show Talk Back Live, which I'll tell you about before we go off the air. And then every Friday morning here on the Coffee Hour. So if you have any questions, you can still ask the questions if you didn't thus far, and we will relay those questions to him and see what he got going. Okay, so that'd be good. Yeah, so the Giants played the 49ers this Sunday. Now, simultaneously, the Vikings and the Giants are playing. So that means Warren is going to be watching the Giants. He doesn't give a good hoot about the Vikings. So I am going to be watching the Vikings, but you know what I'm going to do? This is how I roll. This is how I roll. I usually go back and forth. Now, usually a long time ago, I stay with one team and stay there, right? But I channel surf. I go back and forth. See what the Giants are doing, see what the Vikings are doing. The Jets have a bye. That's what Warren says. All right. You tell that to the Jet fans. Listen, the season is young. Who knows? Miracles happen. Who knows? Maybe the Jets will pop back up unexpectedly, and you'll never know. All right. So there is a lot of sports coming up, and we look forward to seeing those. Have yourself a ringside seat because the best seat in the house is at your own home with the popcorn, the peanuts, and the Cracker Jacks all available. And guess what? They're all free. It's free. That's an important word. Okay, as I said, if you want to join in conversation, that'll be great. We would love for you to do that. But if you do that, please give us your weather forecast and let us know what's happening in your area as far as the weather concerned. I have mine. I'm going to do it locally. Those of you who live in New York, in the vicinity of New York, don't have to worry about that. I'm taking care of that right now and give you a full blown weather forecast. Yours doesn't have to be full blown. It could be an emoji to let me know what the possibilities of a cloud or a sun or whatever it takes. It's right there. Right now, we have 53 degrees in New York City. That's the present temperature right now. And the weather's not going to be that bad. There's no rain in sight in the forecast throughout the whole entire weekend. It's not the best weather in the world, but it's okay. It'll do. I'll take it. Cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing later on this afternoon. We'll have a high 57 degrees. Winds will be west at 15 to 25 miles per hour with higher wind gusts is possible. For tonight, clear skies. We have a low 48 degrees. Winds will be west at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Higher wind gust is possible again. And let's see, for Saturday, my favorite day of the weekend, it's going to be intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 58, winds west northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And it's going to be partly cloudy Saturday night. We'll have a low near 45 degrees. Winds will be west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we go on our day of rest to get ready for the grind on Monday, you sit back, relax, and enjoy all of the sports. It's going to be sunshine and some clouds for Sunday. We'll have a high around 60. Winds will be west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Repeating our current temperature outdoors, we have 53 degrees. That's in New York City and New York City only. So that's our weather forecast. And of course, if you would like to give us yours, we really would appreciate you. We just want to compare notes to see what's happening. Okay, just quickly, I had to bring this out. Uh, Warren calls him Pumpkinhead. I call him the Taco Man. Taco Man. Anyway, the Taco Man, we already know his all the shenanigans and everything. We all know the shenanigans, right? You know, he tore down the part of the White House, the East Wing, and he wants to build a big ballroom or whatever it is. He's not in our country, and for good reasons, I think. You know, he want to escape all the shenanigans that's going on in Washington, D.C. He wants to bury the Epstein files. So leaving town, he doesn't have to deal with it. Leaving the country, he doesn't have to deal with it. So he takes a visit to, he's in China now. And I heard that he got punked again by Xi, the president of China. I heard he got punked again. You know, I think this guy is a massacre. You know why? Because who in their right mind would go out there and get punked or get beat up or get burnt if you put your hand on a frying pan that's hot and then you're gonna do it again just to make sure that it's really hot? I think that's what they call being a massacre. All right. And this guy has gotten punked by Putin so many times and comes out with nothing every time you visit him. Oh, he's my friend. He's my friend. Putin, he's my friend. He's my friend. He's my best friend. I get along with him very well. I get along with Chi very well. They hate you. They hate you, boy. They hate you. They hate you. And of course, you heard about the visit that he did in Japan, right? He went to Japan, and it was a comedy show in Japan. You already seen it. Um, you remember many times on this show I said I don't, and I still stick with this. I don't think he's going to finish out his term, his presidency. I don't think he's going to finish it out. Well, um, when you see the footage of Japan when he was out there and the prime minister of Japan, uh, they were in this place and the band was playing, the military band was playing, and they were on this platform, and the prime minister ushered them off the platform and they walked to the end where the band was playing, and he walked a little too far, and she made her turn, and she didn't realize he stopped there just looking, and she went back and came over and got him again, walked over to the other end, and then made the turn. He was like a little lost sheep. And this is why I said he is not going to make the full term of his presidency. He's lost. He's a lost little sheep. He doesn't know where he is half the time. This is what's serving your country. How long are you going to let that happen? Okay, June Lockhart, the popular actress of the 1950s and 60s, known for her roles in Lost in Space, Lassie, and Meet Me in St. Louis, died of natural causes last Thursday in Santa Monica, California. Lockhart became known for her performances as Timmy's foster mother, Ruth Martin, on the CBS series Lassie from 1958 to 1964. And she took over from Cloris Leachman as the Martin family moved on to the famous Colley's farm and became foster parents of both the orphan Timmy and Lassie. She was 100 years old. She also played on Petticoat Junction. John Jonette, that's Jack Jonette, I should say, one of the most daring and dynamic jazz drummers of the last 60 years, with a loose limbed yet extracting beat that propelled a limitless range of adventurous music, died on Sunday at Health Alliance Hospital in Kingston, New York. The cause of death was congestive heart failure. He was 83. Jon Stewart is looking to extend his Daily Show reign. The comedian reported and revealed during the appearance at the New York Festival Sunday that he hopes to stay on as host of the Comedy Central series when his contract ends in December. When asked, is he going to sign another contract, Stewart says and shares with everyone he's working on staying. Now, Stewart made his uh, Daily Show comeback in February of 2024, a shock move after he had left the show with great fanfare in 2015. And he was initially said that he would host the show on Mondays through the 2024 presidential election. Everyone's favorite Yellowstone creator is set to switch gears in a major way. Terry Sheridan has closed a long-term film and television deal with NBC Universal outlets, uh, including Deadline reported on Sunday. The massive 5-year overall deal for the film, TV, and streaming will begin on January 1st, 2029, after Sheridan's overall TV deal with Paramount ends, which goes through 2028. Also moving to NBC Universal is Sheridan's close collaborator, David Glasser, and his 101 studio, Deadline noted. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Sabrina Carpenter is unstoppable on her short and sweet tour as she marks another major career milestone. The pop singer continues to have her moment with winning awards and recognition, releasing a new album as well. Now headlining a completely booked out concert series. On Sunday, Madison Square Garden announced that the singer had sold out every seat in the 5 consecutive shows. And beyond the excitement and anticipation, congratulations poured in as fans celebrated their pride in the music sensation for achieving this new career milestone. Dolly Parton has just reached a landmark milestone with her imagination library. Since launched in 1995, the program has now officially gifted more than 300 million books to children around the world. Dolly's Imitation Library announced in the news 2 weeks ago. Parton founded the Imagination Library in her hometown of Sevier County, Tennessee, after being inspired by her own father's legacy. Birthdays today. Willow Smith, that's the daughter of Will Smith. She turns 25 years old today. Rapper Vanilla Ice is 58. Actor, comedian, the late John Candy would have been 75. Newscaster Jane Pauley is 75. Actress Deidre Hall is 78. Actress Sally Kirkland is 84. Actor, the late Michael Landon of Bonanza would have been 89. And news anchor Dan Rather would have been, well, is, not would have been, he's still alive. He's 94 today. And the late Dale Evans of The Roy Rogers Show and the wife of Roy Rogers would have been 113 years old. And happy birthday to all of them. who are alive and living, and we wish you many, many more as you go along in life. And we never forget the people who left us a good legacy, who are no longer with us, and we will continue to do so each year that it comes around for you. So happy birthday to all of you. And if you're having a birthday, you're celebrating one pretty soon, let us know. We would love to hear about it. Birthdays are special. So you have one coming up. We would love to hear about it. Get in touch with me. Of course, I will announce it here and wish you a happy birthday. I may even bake you a cake. So you can do that by contacting me, and you have two ways of doing that. I'll give you my email address and my telephone number. Okay, how about that? Give me the email address first. Email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan, and that's very important detail because you want to spell it right. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. Please keep in mind that you don't have to have a particular reason to contact me. You could have a birthday, but we'll announce it, but you don't have to have a particular reason. Just get in touch with me, even if it's just to say hi. Okay, and keep all of the information in your devices, your computer, laptop, desktop, tablet, or cell phone, or all of them. This way, if one is not available, the other one is. The email address, once again, is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. Well, we're in the 31st day of the shutdown. The USA is in the midst of a USA shutdown, a government shutdown. So it's 31 days and happy Halloween. No one is in anywhere around. Now, the people who took their break from Washington, D.C., they're all back, but they have yet to do another meeting. The last meeting they had in the Oval Office. And Jeffrey Hakeem happened to be in the Oval Office. And we thought that they were going to talk about this shutdown to try to alleviate the shutdown. But no, they weren't talking about that. As a matter of fact, the only thing that Bonehead or Pumpkinhead or whatever you want to call him was offered to do was pass out 2028 caps. 2028 caps. You know what that means? That means he's going to run, or he wants to run in 2028. He wants to break that cycle of well, you know, the president can only serve 2 years. After that, it's on. He's going to go for a third year. I think it's a pipe dream, but this is what it is. You know, delusions of grandeur. All right. So he already has his 2028 hat, and he wanted to pass one to Hakeem. I don't think Hakeem took it. I don't think he took it. He probably took it as a joke. He probably was angry when he walked out of there. This is all we get. We don't talk about this whole thing about the shutdown, and nobody's talking about it yet. And everybody's back in Washington, and still no shutdown. What the Republicans right now are blaming it on the Democrats. They said all they have to do is come to the table, which they're willing to do, but no one came to the table. Okay, and so the shutdown continues. We'll keep you informed of when it happens, and we hope it happens pretty soon. We hope it happens pretty soon, because the deal is that while the shutdown is going on, everything stops. You already know that. And if you're traveling, if this shutdown goes beyond November, past November, I like to see how people are going to get around, because all of the airports are going to be affected. You know, the traffic control, men and women are out. They're not getting paid, and there are very few of them. And the ones that they do have, they can only do but so much. So that causes delays on the flights or cancellations on the flights. And people want to get around for the holiday. So this is going to be an interesting thing to see. The other interesting thing to see is the other things that are shut down as well, because tomorrow, that's when the funds run out for your SNAP program and your WIC program, and you may not be getting a check. But the good news is, I haven't heard any more yet, but the courts want to force the government to release those emergency funds, which, by the way, made possible by taxpayers like you and I. There's money in there. There's the emergency funds, but the government will not release it, and they are going to be forced to release it. So that may be a possibility that you may get something. We'll have to see. Something has to materialize today because tomorrow is the deadline. Tomorrow it's all over. So we have to see. They have to tell us something today on what's going to happen. Social Security, if you're expecting a check, you're going to get that. That stays intact. Um, but if you're applying for a Social Security card, that's kind of a thing that's going to have to wait until after this whole thing is over, and things like that. But Social Security, you'll get your check every month as scheduled. And another good news I may add, I love bringing good news. So far, they had at one time froze it because the strike started, but the news I got right now is that there's going to be an increase in Social Security benefits again. This is the time for it, January 2026. Now, last time it was 35%. That's not a lot, but that's something, you know. So they didn't say what the percentage will be. I would imagine it would be just that, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's January 2026. Look for your raise in Social Security. Uh, the poor East Wing is down. There's no East Wing in the White House because they're looking to pay well, they're going to pay that money for that ballroom, which is $250 million. I don't know. That just tells you right then and there he has no intentions of moving out if he's going to create a ballroom, unless he's creating a ballroom for the next president. All right, we'll see about that. We'll see what happens on that. Yeah, it's a very bad time for all of us. But as I said, he wants to run for another term in 2028. But even Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, said he doesn't see that happening. You're thinking about the 22nd Amendment, right? You know, that tells you that a president can only serve no more than 2 terms, and he wants to serve for a third term. We'll see. Pipe dreams. Um, and that meeting in the White House, boy, that was something else. 2028 caps. I wonder what's going to happen after spending all the money for that. What's going to happen when he doesn't become in the White House, which he won't be in the White House. That's my opinion. Okay, I have movies for all of you guys. I'm going to quickly go through them. Movies for the weekend and my picks of the week for your weekend. And what I want you to do is pay very close attention because I'm going to do this really quick. I have 5 movies. The first one is In Cold Blood from 1967 with Robert Blake, Scott Wilson, and John Forsythe. That Turner Classic Movies. That's Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then you have The Night of the Living Dead from 1962, starring Judith O'Dea, Russell Striner, and Dwayne Jones. That's Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Saturday at 12:30 a.m. Eastern. That's Friday night, Saturday morning. So if you're not up, if you still have your DVR box, you want to record and then watch it later, that would be good. If you can't watch any of these movies in real time. Also, we have Stage Door from 1937, Katharine Hepburn, Ginger Rogers, and Adelphi Menjul. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Barefoot in the Park, 1967, Robert Redford, Jane Fonda, and Charles Boyer. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And finally, you have All the President's Men from 1962, Dustin Hoffman. And then again, Robert Redford and Jason Robards. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Go to Turner Classic Movies and go down to the line, the program guide. They will show you movies that are there that I didn't mention because these are my picks of the week. You might find other movies that you may like that you want to add to your bucket list on what to watch this weekend, and you can do that. That's why I always send you to Turner Classic Movies after giving you my picks of the week. While you're there, also, if you still have your cable, and a lot of people do, go down and check out all of the free movies that are available. They have a lot from A to Z. They're right there. You also have the pay-per-view movies. You have sporting events. You have children's program, documentaries. I love documentaries. You have all of the networks that contain a lot of things that you may want. If you have your favorite soap opera that you didn't have to see live or you couldn't see live, you can watch it the following day on the network. They're all right there, and they're all for the techies. So do that. Let me repeat those movies one more time. In Cold Blood, Robert Blake, Scott Wilson, and John Forsythe. That Turner Classic Movies Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Night of the Living Dead, Judith O'Dea with Russell Striner and Dwayne Jones. Turner Classic Movies at 12:30 a.m. Eastern. Stage Door, Katharine Hepburn, Ginger Rogers, and Adolphe Mendur. Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Barefoot in the Park with Robert Redford, Jane Fonda, and Charles Boyer. That's Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And All the President's Men with Dustin Hoffman, Robert Redford, Jason Robart. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Take a gander of all these movies. I think you're going to like it. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. My weekend is officially underway. Yours is coming up too. I will be back on Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. I hope you will be here. Brian Kemp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And then come back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour. And Brian Kemp, of course, will be here with sports. And, of course, we'll be looking forward to seeing you then as well. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day and a great weekend. I love you, and I'll see you pretty soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stanky. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.